Do you think Cork have found a new kind of spine to their defence in the sense of Robert Downey at full-back, Patrick Collins in goals, and also within that, does that mean Owen Cadogan won't be full-back and Anthony Nash won't be in goals?
Yeah, well, they were definitely more consistent at the back the other day. I like Patrick Collins, and I've seen him a couple of times and I've been quite impressed with what he does. Robert Downey, though, I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen the first game. You were obviously down in Waterford for the first day. He was one of their better players that day. But what I loved about him the other day against Tip is that he wasn't on a load of ball or anything like that. He was just spoiling. Yeah. And he spoiled Jason Ford beautifully the other night. Just real simple things. Just getting your hand in, just getting a flick in, not trying to be exuberant or be on the ball and strike big clearances or anything like that. That's what probably impressed me most. That Jason Ford was barely able to touch the ball, and the one score he got off him was an effort over his shoulder where there was a lovely ball played into him and there was very little he could do. I was impressed with that, and just as well, and it didn't happen on purpose, but Tim O'Mahony was named to play centre-back, played centre-back for maybe the first 20 minutes, came off with a knock on his ankle, and Bill Cooper, who we had talked about before as a possible centre-back, went back into that kind of deep line role and was very, very effective. And I'm not sure if those two are going to be 3 and 6 come championship. I have a feeling one of them will definitely be there, but they just looked a lot more solid and harder to get through. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like a knife through butter or anything in their defence. They were much more. It was much more difficult to get through there. So it's interesting. But like he could have found a centre back here in Kingston in an inadvertent way. But as you know, Tipperary found their winning team in 2010 in an inadvertent way as well, and they probably found their winning team last year in an inadvertent way too. So sometimes that can work.
There's a needs-must element to it at times. Robert Downey now. So like, if we look at the two performances he's had, he was very good against Waterford, who I didn't feel used the ball inside all that well that often. He was very good against Tipperary, who I'd say over the course of the game, less than 10 times the good balls go into the inside forward line that actually work to the advantage of the forward. Now that's nothing to do with Robert Downey. I mean, he can only play what's in front of him, and he's done really well both times. But I wonder then, and obviously Porky Queeve is in great nick there at the moment. You move forward to the summertime when teams are flying around a little bit more. They've got their game plan settled, how they're using the ball. Waterford are much further down the line with Liam Cahill. Tipperary have a much more frontline team out there because it's huge experimentation. There's a massive difference between the summertime and what we saw at the weekend.
100%. I'd imagine Robert Downey, as with any player, there'd be a massive difference with him come summer as well. You'd imagine he'll have improved and he'll have a lot of games under his belt.
But you're thrown to the wolves at full back so often.
Possibly. If Colin Spillane is cornerback beside him, I'd be a lot more confident in it. And if they get Chris Joyce back, who looks like he's going to be back now, or he's on the comeback trail from his cruciate as well. So there will be a better quality of ball going in. That's fair enough. But it's just that the balls that they should be winning, the balls that they should be making tighter, he looks like the sort of player that will get in someone's face maybe a bit more. He looks like the sort of player, like Owen Cadogan had a good year last year and was very good against Limerick, man of the match even against Limerick in the Munster Championship. So like, we're not writing him off by any means, but he is the wrong side of 30, so they do have to start. Owen Cadogan could still be fullback in this championship, but at least they have a possible option there.
Yeah, I do think Cadogan will be there come championship time. And there are so many options on a half back line at this point, which I spoke to Fintan O'Toole about, and you can check that video out. I just don't see Cadogan being moved out to the wing back line. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could end up as centre back. You don't.
I wouldn't think so. He's a good full back. If he has two good cornerbacks beside him, even better again. I
think with Colin Spillane, who you've mentioned, and Owen Cadogan, you've got two lads who are athletic, fast, and ignorant in the right way in terms of playing in the full back line.
Hard to be ignorant, genuinely. As a defender, and that's what Cork need more of. And they had a good bit of it the other day, and they had a good bit of it up in attack the other day as well, with some kind of big turnovers and just a lot of work rate. Tip just didn't have time to deliver that perfect ball in the whole time.
You said Patrick Collins has a lot of quality you like, a lot of qualities you like. Interesting that his brother Gerard was on the panel also as a sub goalie. What do you like about Patrick Collins?
His distribution is very, very good anyway. He's a very good shot stopper. I don't see... Anthony Nash has been there a long time, And
was it 2012 he first came on the team?
He's been there quite in relative terms, the guts of a decade. Patrick Collins has been pushing him closer and closer every year. This is probably the year, if he's going to make a breakthrough, this is probably going to be it. There's going to be stiff competition for that number 1 shirt.
And I'd say Anthony Nash has known that too, because do you remember last year when he was with, when he was with Kinturk and they made a run towards the All-Ireland club across the intermediate level? The same day that he was playing with Kinturk, he spun off then to play for Cork also. So he knows there's quality there. I like Collins' distribution mid-game. Obviously that unbelievable save from Niall O'Mara, and he made a couple of other ones late on. Probably not as spectacular, routine enough. But yeah, it looks good. So. But come championship time, those 2 lads in the team? I don't think so. In those positions, I should say.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Rob Downey could be moved back out wing back for championship. I have a feeling he'd be playing though. I think because there's a lot to like about him. Interestingly, he was the only UCC player that started the other day as well. The rest of Mark Coleman, Darragh Fitzgibbon, Shane Kingston all came on, but I think Kieran Kingston made a point of playing him and he wanted to get more exposure. He's a good bit of potential.
Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.